To a human being being sliced into two. Can you imagine such a thing? Biafra is going to emerge as a nation. Despite the support of Britain, Russia, Egypt, and some other friends of Nigeria, we all will surely come out as a nation because we are fighting a just cause. Even a little child on the street will tell you this. We shall never go back to Nigeria again. God's grace will surely emerge as a nation. And so, as far as this war continues, we'll fight to the last man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njaku. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I welcome you all today and thanks for inviting me. As you all know, we are now in the phase of progress, in the phase of action, in the phase of achievement, in the phase of what we have to do to continue the delegitimization of Nigeria within Biafra territory. Today, the chain that have held Biafra for many decades is broken. In the past few days, we have seen the upsurge of the Nigeria terrorists, military, and all their parastatals, accomplices in the killings of Biafra. They were all crying, and the cry is just starting. Yes. The killing of Biafrans at will by the Nigeria terrorist state is no longer something they will do and go free. Biafran, killing of any Biafran come with a price, big price, and they are paying it. I want everybody to understand that for the very first time in the history of Biafra, you see what is going on. There has never been any time in the history of Biafra agitation, liberation, that you see what is happening today happening. Because you can't continue to do the same thing and expect a result. And because before you fight a country like Nigeria to protect your people, you must be able to study what Nigeria is all about. That is why in the medical field, when you go to hospital, you go to doctor, they will first of all conduct some kind of test to know what is your problem. Doctors don't just carry you in the hospital and say, oh, what is your problem? You're having a headache. Okay, come and take this. Or you have a temperature. Come, let us give you a drug. No, that's a quack doctor. That's what they do in Africa. And that's why many Africa can never progress until Biafra is restored and the beginning of civilization will start. So you have to identify the root cause of a problem before you can now know how to solve it. And that's what the Biafra Republic government in Exile have done. And that's what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw in many of us. He knows that the people that surrounded him were a bunch of criminals, bunch of idiots who doesn't know their left from their right. And then he began to shout for 100 men. So first, we studied Nigeria, the complicity of Nigeria, and how to break Nigeria. And believe me, I have not even unleashed the biggest secret. Many of you who followed after when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, you all remember the day I made a prayer. I said a prayer for God to give us 1,000 men wisdom to face the challenges ahead of us. Believe me, from the beginning till now, we have always been spiritual. And before anything happens, we see ahead of it. I can tell you today that God did not just give 1,000 men wisdom, but more than 1,000 men. And we are just using only 5. We have not gotten to where we can even use 100, not to talk of 500. Today, they are listing the names of people who, according to them, is the problem of Nigeria. And you see, the Prime Minister of Biafra is one of the people they claim are the problem of Nigeria. Rather, Prime Minister Simon Ekpa came to rescue Biafra from the Nigeria problem, which Nigeria and British created. Today, they look for who to blame. They brought criminals and terrorists from Sahel, all the way from Central Africa, to rig election and remove Jonathan from power. These terrorists came, and they were not compensated. And then after that, the people who brought them from northern Nigeria decided to use them for the Islamic agenda. And today, the Islamic agenda is in a very high speed. They look around to who they are going to blame, and they are blaming Biafra. Biafra is not the reason 200 people were killed on Christmas Day in Jos, Plateau State. Biafra is not the reason why many women and children have been slaughtered, thousands of them from January to 24th day of March 2024 in the northern Nigeria. Biafra is not the reason why Yoruba chiefs and Obas are being slaughtered in their homes by the Islamic terrorists sponsored by the Nigeria state. Biafra is not the reason why many people cannot go to their villages in the northeast, northwest, north central, southwest, and even in the southeast. But you see, all these problems they created was the problem that gave birth to Simon Ekpa today. Because I said at a point, enough is enough. I cannot continue to watch my people being killed, butchered, and their head chopped off by the terrorists sponsored by Nigeria state. The one that break the camel back is a story that I would like to share to people of Greece today. In 2021, after the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or in 2020 before he was kidnapped also, terrorists attacked my village, slaughtered people that I know, slaughtered women and men that I know, cut off their head. And these people, I know their family, I know their children. And I watched this video. One of the survivors of this attack is still alive today. He saw Nigeria Army as part of those who came for that attack. From that day, the anger I have for Nigeria multiplied. One of the victims of this killing by the Nigeria Army in conjunction with the Fulani today reside in Libya. He is probably watching this program. His father was butchered, head cut off. These particular killings, I documented it very well. I sent it to the president of Finland. I sent it to Brussels during the time the so-called Allen White was still doing lobbying with the IPOB name. We compiled those things, sent to the United Nations, sent to everywhere. Nobody has been held responsible today. The next thing was the journalist that reported this killing was banned from entering Ebonyi State Government House to report about it. Because they reported about it. So some of you may remember when Omahe banned journalists from entering Ebonyi Government House. One of those journalists, his mother head was cut off. This is the first time I am sharing some secret. But today, from 2021 to this date, as you can see, nobody has been arrested because nobody will be arrested. I decided that in addition to all the killings of Biafrans, from Aba to the invasion of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's house, killing over 28, according to people, they say there were people that were killed at numbers 100. They say it was 28 people that was killed in Oyendu's house. Coupled to Mpo massacre, this is a direct killing by the Nigeria state, not suspected terrorists or suspected headers. And I pray to God to give me opportunity to defend my people. That opportunity is here. And I am defending Biafra with brutality. Very brutal. Nobody will kill Biafra again and live to tell the story. That's why anywhere they are in Biafra land, we will hunt them down. It is the best self-defense. In addition to that, the independent state of Biafra will follow it with diplomacy, political solution, and of course, the defense comes with the guerrilla warfare. We are not backing down. You kill us, we kill you back. They have declared that secessionists are wanted. They call me secessionist. Well, you can declare me wanted. We have also declared you wanted. And any place you see these people that are killing our people from Hopus or Dema, arrest them in Biafra land. Any place you see them, any day Tinubu will enter Biafra land, make sure he doesn't go back. We'll arrest them, arrest him. The same thing goes to Shetima. From this day, the target of the Biafra Defense Forces is to make sure that those sponsoring the killing of Biafras will not be allowed to enter our territory. We must not give them a British space. We must not allow them to come to our land and kill and go. The time of that particular issue is over. We will fight them tooth to tooth. We will fight them iron to iron. We will fight them gun to gun. We will defend our land to the last drop of our people. And they are running mad because somebody actually stood up to say enough is enough. For this to happen, we must understand that the enemy has planted this, disagreement, disunity, fighting, and all that within the Biafra people. It is normal. It doesn't move me. It doesn't move anybody who understands what the government oppressors can do in order to weaken the collectiveness and the power of the people of the victim. And that they have done very well. Today, you see people who were fighting for Biafra many years ago. All of a sudden, they are not telling you that Nigeria, they are not telling you. And I want to make it very clear. Nobody owned Biafra. Nobody owned Biafra. Biafra is owned by everyone who believes in Biafra. Nobody have the monopoly to restore Biafra. The only thing is that God have ordained some people, while giving birth to them from the beginning, that they are going to be the one that God will use to restore Biafra. And today, we are here. And that's exactly what we're doing. There is no threat that will move us. And please, the media team, look at the comment section and remove the idiot. Our freedom is guaranteed. Guaranteed by the laws, international laws, the United Nations treaties, African Union Charter, and what have you. I am promising you today, in a matter of days, we will start the legal process for Nigeria for reparation to Biafra government. That particular reparation will start few days to come. And the information will be public. We will fight Nigeria from all corners. We will fight them legally. As this particular declaration is approaching, we will make Nigeria very, very uncomfortable. It is going to be the only target we have is to make sure that Nigeria is uncomfortable on the declaration of Biafra. So we are going to fight them from African Union to the UN to any other entity that Nigeria is part of. The process, the next step of this Biafra liberation is the application for reparation. Thank you, everyone.
There you have it, my fellow Biafrans, boys and girls, men and women, to the international world, to our friends, our foes, those who wish us well, the onlookers, those who choose to sit from a far distance and observe, those who choose to be non-aligned. There you have it. You have heard from our Prime Minister, His Excellency Mazi Ekpa Simon and Joko. We are now in the phase of action, he said. We are in the phase of progress. And we are in the phase of achievement. It is time for us to achieve the goals. It is time for us to go towards the victory lap, towards achieving Biafra. The chain that held Biafra for so many decades is broken. You have heard white words from our Prime Minister. You have heard from him. Our freedom is guaranteed. For the naysayers out there who assume that we, the Biafrans, that somehow we still have any affinity for that zoo republic called Nigeria, you have heard from the man that we love. You have heard from the man that we made our Prime Minister. You have heard from the man that is leading the Biafra Republic government in exile. He has told you, he has spoken, and we have heard him. He speaks for us. He speaks for the 70 million Biafrans worldwide. To the Biafrans out there, I want to tell you that this is the year. The nonsense happening in Nigeria is something that we should have nothing to do with. We should not partake in the nuisance, the embarrassment, the shame that zoo called Nigeria is bringing upon Africa and the whole world. Today, I want to speak to our people in Delta State, the old Delta State that is, our people living in Okoma community. I want you to know that we are with you. We see what is happening in your community. We see the mayhem. We see the genocide. We see the massacre of children, women, the poor, the civilized, the meek, the gentle, the most vulnerable amongst you. Only in Nigeria will such a thing ever occur. In a country where they don't understand the meaning of rule of law, in a country where they condemn Israel for protecting themselves against Hamas, but at the same time, they support their own military to go into a community and create havoc, massacre to the people of Okoma. Fellow Biafrans, we are saying enough is enough. I stand with our Prime Minister. I will obey the clarion call when it comes from the Biafra Republic government in exile. Also, to the Biafrans, I wish to share our condolences with Russia for the attack in Moscow. And I also want to share our support with Israel. We stand with Israel. We stand with our distant relatives. We believe in Israel. And I know freedom will come to the people of Israel and to Palestine. Fellow Biafrans, it is time for us to support this movement. Our Prime Minister has done all what we've asked him to do. He has formed for us a cabinet. We now have a government in exile. We now have people serving our interests. We have people speaking for us. We have a government, a functioning government. So it is time for us to support them. For those who are yet to vote, for the Biafrans who are yet to vote for the self-referendum, I want to implore you to go out there and vote. And lastly, I wish to stress that to the people of Okoma, we are with you. We see what you are going through. Trust me, we feel your pain. We see the genocide. We see the blockade of food. We see the lack of help and support that you get in your community. We see the game plan of the military of that Zoo Republic to make sure not even the press, not even the governor of Delta State is allowed to your community to have a first-hand account of the massacre currently going on there. Also, to the Biafrans living in the old Bayelsa State, we are with you. We empathize with you, and we shall show our solidarity with you. To the people of Okoma, I say we are coming. Biafrans are coming. Your relatives, your brothers, we are coming to save you. We are coming to protect you. To the whole world, I want you to know that the people of Okoma, for 2 weeks now, they have no access to food. They are still hiding in the bushes, in the thick forest, because the Nigerian military has decided to create a genocide in the Okoma community. All those living in the community, they have deserted the community, and now they are living in the bushes. There is a food blockade as I speak, and the members of the press have been barred from entering. the Okoma community. This is only done in Nigeria. That is the country that Britain wants we, the Biafrans, to live in. That is the contraption, the chaos, the confusion that Britain has placed we, the Biafrans, in. We are in a quagmire. It is so confusing, it is demoralizing, and sometimes one becomes so baffled and wonder why Britain still loves that contraption. To Britain, we are saying, you must let go the Biafrans. To Britain, we are saying, it is time to do what is right. To Britain, we are saying, the contraption you created called Nigeria, the contraption created by Lord Lugard in 1914, and the contraption you gave independence in 1960 must be dissolved this year. We, the Biafrans, we say we are going home. Enough of the charade, enough of the nepotism, enough of the tribalism, enough of the hatred that we have gone through since the Biafran War. My fellow Biafrans, I want you to stay strong. I want you to know that we have a prime minister who is doing the job, a man who is fit for the job, and a man who understands the assignment of the task and job he's doing. I will leave it here, my fellow Biafrans, and I hope to return sometime in the evening to bring forth more revelations. From me, from here, for now, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I remain yours truly, Biafra Superstars Media. God bless you.
Biafra. Oh yeah, anyu na taya kanjisi ni wo nyendu. Wale jima makasoji la wena marabat. Eke mwe. Ezi mwamuichi odumede kenede gutuwe gugo wale nawa. Okugo tuwele gaye beja buche take ugo tuwele guja chake cha baka na nibe isi na ugo buzu o chake mwami chake nde o nwe ibe ya kusigunu iye na jiye na nwam o ke nwa ke ewu o bato biye Nwamunde Finland is ni wabato oputo biye. Hey. Finland kpalago oputo biye. Ndi Igbo na Finland nechala ganya kpago oputo biye. Ndi mbu na ndegede we kpazi ego bato biye. Nwam ibatala ndi obi go gwenu. Umu Biafra na-ekene gụ na-anya gị ogologo ndụ ala isi ike osisi owu na sị na ya adagbugu ya adagbuchi ya mmadụ owu na sị na ya awụ nsogbu ya awụ nsogbu akara aka ya dụrụ onwe ya dụrụ ezinụlọ ya onye jiri ifeọma bịakwute gị ifeọma kpọkwa ya iru onye jiri ife ọjọọ bịakwute gị ife ọjọọ kpọkwa ya iru onye ji nke ọma dore ya na mma nke onye ji nke ọjọọ dore ya na mgbe ezi nwanne m gịnị